Going for a walk this morning. Got a little limp because of sciatic. Just kind of pinchy. Let me show you this. My walkway's blocked. Goldenrod. They're just beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. So it's 8 degrees out this morning. 46 Fahrenheit, something like that. So I have the greenhouses closed up for the night. So I'm gonna wait a little while till the sun warms things up a little bit. Then I'll open up the greenhouses. So last night, I attended a women's network meeting, and it's very interesting. I might have to do this in a couple parts because it takes me a long time to upload videos, and there was a lot to talk about. So, first of all, network meeting. And I'm an introvert. I am a major introvert. And people go, what? So you go and you have this event and they said, hey, network out on the patio. So people are chatting and I'm like standing at the railing overlooking the Grand River. And they call it a Grand River for a reason because it is grand. I'll show you a picture of that. But I'm not into talking small talk, listening, people's travels and their social hours, and so my networking usually just ends up with me standing and just kind of observing, which I like to do, but not much of networking. So that's step one. Step two, these two ladies come out. They go to sit down, and I kind of, made eye contact. And they said, come and join. Okay. Wisdom to you social people. If you see somebody who is clearly an introvert and kind of separate, invite them in. Introverts, figure out a way. I have done it. Say, hey, can I join you? It's also fine. Second pawpaw tree. I had fruit last year. Pawpaw number 3. It's up there, right up there. There's probably more. Pawpaws won't be ready for a while. Usually October, which is pretty cool up here in Ontario, Canada. Okay, so step back a little bit as I'm standing at that railing, and I've kind of decided as a simpler life that I really don't want to worry about doing a business, being an entrepreneur. So we have our meal and they're talking a little bit about the networking group, and they have decided to add a new category in their networking, and that's for retirement. So people who have decided not to work a business anymore, that would be me. And I'd said to the lady after, I said, were you like talking to me? Because I was thinking this was going to be my last networking meeting. Then we did the networking. The networking last night, usually there's a speaker or someone. Last night was speed networking, and they had each table pick from a list of questions and go around the table and share. And then they time's up, switch tables, repeat. And I loved it because I don't like to impose. Well, you're not imposing because this is your time to speak and here's your topic. And you're learning from each other, because the conversations got really, really good as we ran around the table. So absolutely loved it. So those who are interested in doing some kind of a group, that is a cool thing to do, especially for introverts that are participating. Find a spot to give my hip a break. 1 second. So one of the questions that I got while doing this networking thing was, do you have a side hustle? And my answer was, I don't have a side hustle. I don't even have a hustle. And I have, in the last couple days, decided that I really am embracing the retirement idea and not having to do a hustle. And that I had, created this tagline of a simpler life. And I'm loving it, and it's taking on a life of its own. And then as I'm talking, because of the conversations that I'd had during the evening, I thought maybe a simpler life is actually going to turn into a hustle, but not like a business hustle because I'm retired and I don't want to do a hustle, but it might become something. And that was interesting. And then the response to that, absolutely, because your energy and your blah, 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 and your what you have and how you've shared here and all that, I have. So that was really cool. And actually ended the night, I ended up having a one-on-one with a lady who was dipping her toe into something as where she wanted to head, but she didn't know how it was going to play out. And oh, it's it. Like, I just felt it. It was just so strong. And then we talked, and I said, like, what's your tagline? So that ended off on a really strong note, which was really, really interesting. Okay. So for me, clarifying this whole a simpler life. A simpler life is not just about grow your own food, eat the food that you grew, but it's about, even if you're hustling, having that simpler life is about not getting cluttered with shoulds and have-tos and the side hustles that really aren't supportive to the journey in whatever way. Sometimes, so for this lady that I was chatting with, I said, maybe your job is your side hustle and your vision and your passion is your hustle. Like doing that switch, and it's okay to have that side hustle to pay the bills until the vision takes off. So the job is the side hustle, a simpler life, and just getting that clear. So that's kind of where I left off last night, and I was so inspired and so energized, and so my frequency was just like vibrating at another level, because in a simpler life, when you're walking a simpler life, you are in alignment with purpose, you are connected with all things, and you're contributing to that greater good very clearly. So I'm going to leave it here. Take care, have a great day, stay well, find your simpler life.